Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for July 2019, for the last 3 weeks of it anyway. I'm a little bit late this month, so please excuse me. On the 2nd of July, we had a really significant event happen. We had a total solar eclipse in Cancer, and we've got another eclipse happening on the 16th of July. That's a full moon eclipse. So I've made a separate video on the new moon eclipse. I'll make another video on the full moon eclipse. But as far as you're concerned, Aquarius, the important thing to know via these monthly videos is what house of the chart it takes place in. Because that's the area of your life where it affects you the most. So the total solar eclipse was a new moon in Cancer. So the moon is totally black. It eclipsed the sun. It blocked it out. You could see it from South America. And it pulled in a lot of Cancer energy into your 6th house of work, daily routine, and your physical health. So Cancer is the mother. It's nurturing. It's, I care about you. I love you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to be taken care of. And that energy is pulled into your 6th house. So do you love the job that you're doing? Do you love your life and the way you live? Or are you living by a tube station, railroad, and every time a train passes, your whole apartment shakes? Do you love your body and the way you feel? Or are you in constant pain? You're going to be asking yourself those questions. And because it's an eclipse, this energy doesn't just last for a couple of days, it lasts for 6 months. So you have an opportunity here to change your working life, your daily routine, and your physical health in a loving, nurturing way, not in a pressurized way of, oh, I've got to look good for my girlfriend, otherwise she's going to dump me. It's about, I want to feel better within myself. I want to make changes. I. Like Angels in America, the principle of America. No. You know, it's really important sometimes for you to look at yourself, and as an Aquarius, you're very focused on teaching humanity and being of service to humanity. This month in July and this eclipse for the next 6 months is really going to help you be of service to yourself. On the 2nd of July, we also have Mars, the masculine energy of desire and what I want now, in Leo. So a sign that it really enjoys being in, because Leo is like bigger than life, fire, rawr, sex. And Mercury is next to it at 3 degrees. 3 in numerology is the vibration of communication. And Mercury is in Leo as well. So talking big, loud, expressive, passionate. So with Mars and Mercury in that 7th house of relationships, you may be really full on when it comes to relationships. I'm passionate about myself and what I'm doing with my life, and therefore I'm also very passionate when it comes to you. Try and cool it a little bit, because Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th, and it goes retrograde until the 31st. So if you're trying to make these big gestures, or you're demonstrating your love in this huge way, it may not come across the way you mean it. Or if you send this amazing text message just pouring out your heart, the tone may be misinterpreted. So be careful when it comes to just pouring out your love messages. Focus more on the inner work and how you can show yourself that you love yourself. On the 4th of July, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, moves into Cancer in your 6th house as well. So now even Aphrodite's on your side saying, are you happy with your circumstances? Are you happy in your job? Are you happy in your life? If not, can I help you? Be open to receiving help. The universe wants to support you. It wants to nurture you, and it's giving you the practicality to actually do the legwork to make changes if you're not satisfied. Saturn and Pluto are in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. You have what it takes to make a lateral move. You have what it takes to change your diet. You have what it takes to say, I need a new car. On the 7th of July, like I said, Mercury does go retrograde, and it stays retrograde. It appears to be going backwards until the 31st. And it's at 4 degrees in your 7th house of relationships. So it affects you negatively. You can kind of say things which really turn out badly. Like sometimes I make jokes and they fall flat, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he thinks he's funny. He's not." Okay, so 4 is dangerous though, because 4 is stability and structure. So you may say something that is so annoying or stupid or misinformed according to the other person that they're like, "Who is this man?" or "Who is this woman? She doesn't even get me. Why am I in a relationship with someone who would say something this dumb?" Like like when I was in this 8-year relationship, we had this dog, and I walked the dog every day. But I had a partner, so I thought, why not share the responsibility, right? And I used to nag and nag and nag about, take the dog for a walk, take the dog for a walk, please take the dog for a walk. And I hated what I became. I hated that this person turned me into this nagging shrew of a person. And one day he said to me, do you want me to take the dog for a walk? And he meant it, and it was supposed to be nice, but it infuriated me. It was like, what do you think I want you to do? So, even little, that was genuinely meant in a nice way, but I'd put up with so much by that point that when he said that, I was not grateful. I was not happy. And with Mercury retrograde, it usually affects communication and transportation. So those things are a little bit inconvenient. That's fine. Like, you miss the train, or the email doesn't appear, or you phone the wrong number. Little things like that. But because it's at 4 degrees in Leo in your 7th house of relationships, it can cause real anger and real miscommunication in your relationship. So be careful there. It stays in retrograde until the end of the month. So just kind of watch what you're saying. On the 16th of July, we have got a partial lunar eclipse. So it's a full moon that just kind of is darkened partially by this eclipse. It's a full moon in Capricorn. And it happens in your 12th house of spirituality. It's in the south node, on the south node. So it's about letting go of things. Okay? So the full moon is when the moon goes, oh, I can relax. I've reached my work for the month. I'm totally full and round. I'm shining my light, and I can shower the planet with my energy, and I can just be fulfilled. Saturn sits next to it. Saturn is security and structure. Pluto sits next to it, transformation and change, in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And it opposes all of the Cancer energy in your 6th house of work, daily routine, and physical health. So this full moon is going to show you how to work at making those changes spiritually in your mind, how to think about your work, how to think about your daily routine, how to think about yourself, how to think about what you want. It kind of shows you that you have new neural pathways in your mind, or it shows you what you've actually been thinking about. And, excuse me, but another good example with this was, I thought for years that I wanted a partner. I want a partner, I want a partner, I want a partner. And then I met someone who was perfect in every way. And I looked at him and I was just like, wow, I really want to be single. And I was just like, first of all, I did that. So I blamed myself and I gave myself a hard time over it. But second of all, it was just like, wow, if I'd realized that I want to be single, I wouldn't have wasted all my time on these dating apps trying to find a partner. So the full moon doesn't just illuminate your way of thinking, but it illuminates what you're working on, and it illuminates what you're striving towards, and the way your brain is wired, and what you're actually telling yourself on a daily basis. Like I was saying, I need a partner to feel happy. And then when I got this person, I was like, this isn't going to make me happy. I feel fine within myself. I don't need this person. I don't want this person. And then I had to think differently. So it shines a light on all of that. And it's really important because underline, highlight, emphasize what we think we become. And you as an Aquarius, you do a lot of thinking and you do a lot of communication. So really take a moment to examine, are you happy in your working life? Are you striving towards something that you think is going to make you happy or that's actually going to make you happy? Are you in a circumstance, are you saying, I hate the town that I live in, but it actually supports you? It's cheap, the people are nice. Or I hate my body. But is your body actually really beautiful? Are other people really attracted to you? Or are you really strong and have lots of energy? Why are you thinking about yourself like that? Just check in with yourself, because if you say, I hate my body, I hate my body, I hate my body, then eventually your body is going to respond and say, hey, the boss upstairs says we hate this thing, so let's make it sick so that they really have something to hate. So out of all of the signs, you're being given the biggest opportunity to illuminate your thinking and to really become aware of what it is that's going on upstairs. On the 19th, Mercury goes retrograde and it goes into your 6th house. So rather than it retrogrades into Cancer, because it appears to be moving backwards. So rather than trying to figure all of this out intellectually, feel your way through it by connecting with a higher power, your higher self, your inner child, your gut, through meditation, through some sort of spiritual practice. On the 19th, the strongest element in the chart is water. So it's about allowing yourself to feel. And sometimes the answers don't make sense, but you just feel them. Like, you've planned this road trip, everything's being packed, the dog is in the back, and you just go up to the car and you're like, I don't want to go on this trip, I want to stay home. And you can't explain it, but you feel it strongly. And what I'm telling you is that listen to your feelings and honor them here on the 19th, because the Mercury retrograde is going to allow you to examine yourself differently, to notice that you have these feelings that you weren't aware of before, and that you're able to see them, analyze them, and because you're aware of them for the first time, you're able to change them. So a lot of inner work for you here in July, which is interesting because July is usually in the Northern Hemisphere, it's usually a time of being out and about and being with other people and being playful and going to the beach and chatting. For you, it's very much an inward month, a journey of self-discovery, which really allows you to make your life something that nurtures and cares for you much more. So that continues until the end of the month. On the 28th of July, Venus goes into Leo in your 7th house with the Sun and Mars. So again, you're going to feel very confident when it comes to relationships. Again, wind your neck in a little bit and focus on your own relationship with yourself and what you're really thinking, because Mercury is still in retrograde and you may still really come across as yuck. You know, you think you're being really nice and kind, but other people are like, God, what a creep. So you don't know. And the communication side of things is stacked against you this month. So the way you come across is really unlikely to be the way you feel inside. It's just because of the position of Mercury and the fact that it's retrograde on your descendant. So what you want. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you're working with here in July. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. If you have any questions about life purpose, vocational aptitudes, love, romance, where to live, I can answer any of those questions. I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. I draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, order a chart rectification with me. I can work out your time of birth. Have a wonderful month. Kisses to you, and I'll speak to you next month.